Hello there, welcome to One on One with me, Bridget Otu, and it's always a pleasure to come you home with another edition. Today we're hosting Lawrence Nana Asiamah Hanson, also known as Bulldog, and it's a name that mirrors his stature, his character, and traits. But his little girl calls him the Bullgod, and so now he is the Bullgod, a spirit. We'll be talking about artist management. He's made some comments that has landed him in, quote, trouble. Where are we with those cases? And I'll ask him also about Nana Asiamah Hanson, a.k.a. #1, and Men's Gold. He's made it public that he's also lost money. But where we are now, does he think the public deserves some apology? Bullgod. Welcome to my show.
Yes, thank you.
Right.
I'm humbled to be here.
Oh, no, I'm happy to have you. I'm happy to have you here. So quite recently I saw a video. This one wasn't very, what's the word? Volatile, but you were literally like complaining about what's going on, in the system. What do you think is going on in the system? Do you think things are really tough, looking at fuel prices? And now the introduction of e-levy.
I think what is happening is sad. If I want to be mild, I'll say we have a lazy administration. All they do is to tax. I'm not saying tax is bad, but I mean at every juncture they want to squeeze the people they have not for their last dime. I think we're running a system where anytime that then we go and borrow.
Right.
Who borrows money to pay? It's like, nothing is working. We need a different approach. I might not have the solution, but we've seen other countries, a president like Paul Kagame, things that they're doing in other places. We're hoping that we'll find a leader that will take us there. We all need to be responsible. We are part of government. It's just that the ones at the helm of affairs are not they are not creative enough. That's what I'll say. That's how I want to put it.
Okay. You mentioned the example of Paul Kagame, but he's also a president where one would say, okay, if we had the like of President Kagame in Ghana, you wouldn't enjoy certain freedoms, because in Rwanda, opposition leaders who are very critical of him sometimes disappear. You can't express yourself like the way you do in this country. So would you rather trade your freedom for Paul Kagame?
What is freedom? What is it? Do you think we're free? Some of us have come under harsh, treatments underneath this same government. So what's freedom? The thing is, I believe if everything was working right, and there's no, I won't say there's no freedom. Freedom is very important. It's vital to human existence.
Freedom to express yourself.
Good. It's vital. If everything was working right, the scope of criticism will not be that harsh, you understand? But nothing works here. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe somebody else will say something else, but I have not seen anything working. When you go down the streets, and we live on the street, so we know exactly what is happening. A very few percentage of the populace are in some circle and that are comfortable. The rest are in dire straits. So if we had a leader like Kagame and making sure things are happening, and we have to shut up for him to work, why won't we shut up? Because at the end of the day, we want to make some money, feed our families. That's the most important thing. It's not like we want to build castles in the sky. It's just our daily bread. That's what we're asking for. And it's hard. Trust me. Especially in my
industry.
It's sad. A lot of us go by and we don't even know how we're going to make the next day. But we push it and get there. Not everybody can say their truth. You understand? But we're going through a lot. There are less opportunities, and even if the opportunities are there, it becomes a party thing. It's partisan. People, it's sad. is sad.
When you say things are tough, especially for persons in the industry, because I mean there are people who question, how much musicians, for instance, make from whether it's streaming or hardcore direct sales of music. Is that why musicians and persons in the movie industry are quick to jump at any new money, regardless of where it's coming from?
Yes, I mean, survival is the thing, and people tend to grab on to things that would help them survive. So if you've not seen money for a very long time, and you're not somebody who can control yourself, if anything is thrown at you and you're not strong-willed, you will jump for it. You understand? And like I told you earlier, our system is set up to fail. This system is meant for all of us to fail.
How so? When you say the system is set up to fail,
I mean, the structures aren't in place. You understand? And if you look at the creative industry, for instance, it is more individualistic. I'm sure whoever owns this company is an individual.
Right.
What if he decides to shut down tomorrow? All of you are going home. Now, what support is he getting? I believe that government should be, or whoever is in charge, should be making sure they're getting some tax reliefs, for employing everybody here, pushing some agenda, all that stuff. And it goes for every other channel or every other station. But they go up about paying what they are supposed to be paying, which sometimes is cutthroat. If you're not careful and you're not strong, you will shut down. And then we've seen a lot, likes of other channels shutting down over the years. Now, if it was a booming industry, we'll still be here. You understand what I'm saying? So that's just one arm of the industry. I mean, I'm an executive producer. I invest in artists and everything. You put in money, you don't make it back because the system isn't set up right for you to make that money back. These days, you say streaming and all that, but those they're chicken change, because...
Which aspect gives you the biggest money?
Events.
Okay.
Events. We can't go back and blame sales. I mean, sales have changed because of technology. You can't. It's worldwide. So streaming is the new thing. But streams are more like royalties. These are little monies that you come across. But events. How many events do we have? How many events does even the state support?
Right. You
understand? I've always said on other platforms that entertainment is a national security issue.
Right.
People don't get it. If you do a cursory search along these African countries that had, civil strifes and everything, the entertainment industry wasn't booming.
Right.
When the music and the movies stop playing, there'll be strife. So people in the entertainment sector are the ones actually keeping the calm.
I mean, if you say events is the biggest source of income for persons like who invest in music or in artists, then it means that you must have taken a big hit during the COVID era where we were under strict lockdown for 3 weeks. Beyond that, there were strict restrictions against public assembly, and there were times where movies were being premiered and they were stopped. Tell me personally, what was the experience like for you? I mean, for
us, it's like, I'll say for me, and when I say me, I mean me and my company.
Right.
It was like being in coma, because then we live off what we make. I mean, you make some money that you reinvest because you can't stop working.
Right.
So, excuse me to say, maybe you made 100 CDs, maybe 80 CDs might go back into the work. 20 CDs spread across everybody to get salaries, or what I'm saying. So, if that's what you're doing, and suddenly you have a hit like that, I mean, nothing works. Now, apparently, this administration had given some money for relief. Some of us didn't even
see it.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I know other colleagues of mine on the other side of the divide who have. So I'm sure maybe if they're in this chair, they'll say it differently. But I believe that if it is we're all in the same space, all these. Whether you're here or there, we all need to.
Well, why hasn't there been like a single united voice in articulating what the industry needs, whether it's musicians, whether it's for management? side?
I don't think there will ever be a single voice. You know, we all have.
Well, in terms of you have a common interest.
We do. We do. I mean, but you know, there are divergent views. Everybody wants to sees things differently. Others will go with party A, others will go with party B. So I don't think there will be a point where, but like you're saying, I mean, we should make our common interest the overriding thing for us to look at. Unfortunately, we're in that space where we've not had that conversation, or we don't think towards that. It saddens my heart that maybe if a next government comes, we on the other side might be behaving the same way. But I believe that there has to be a time where we can sit at the table and say, listen, no matter the situation, we all should break bread together. We all should look at the national interest, because and until we look at, like I'm saying, until we look at it as a national security issue, we'll be playing games, because everybody's looking at themselves. Everybody wants to make something for themselves. Everybody wants to look good in front of everybody else's eyes. Until we throw that pettiness away, we can't have a united front.
Is politicization of the industry or the music or the arts the biggest threat to the industry?
Yes, I think so.
How so?
You know, politics itself, you can't do without. There is politics everywhere. Right. In your home, I'm sure if I'm sure your wardrobe will speak the truth. They'll tell you, yes, you should be wearing black. Why are you wearing, you know? So that, but it's the like you said, over politicization, you know, is also, I think if we should keep it at a minimal, that we can't get rid of, but if we keep it at a minimal, it will help our industry blossom. And for me, it's about the next generation. You know, the ones before us really did not hand us anything for us to go by. You know, so I'm hoping that as we have the opportunity now, you know, we'll be able to leave something proper to posterity, you know.
And you know, I hear you say, you know, people on the other side, you know, on this side, on this side. Does that mean you are NDC?
I mean, I've fallen for John Mahama, and I mean, it will never change. I mean, I was born in NDC. I'm sure I'm going to die in NDC.
When you say you were born in NDC, this is the first time I'm seeing somebody with an NDC DNA.
Yeah, my mom.
Also explain.
Okay, so I mean, you know, everything that we are today, we pick from from home.
Certain roots.
Yes, from home. You know, even religion. You know, if you came out from a home where they always worship some goats, I'm sure you'll be doing the same. You know, so my mom was a lover. I mean, admirer, I'll say, of Jerry Rawlings. Right. You know, so we grew up like that. Plus, for me, I mean, it doesn't mean that I don't have my own mind, but growing up. Yes, I felt I wasn't too much political, you know. My roots, I mean, I've done different stuff, and actually been into politics, but I wasn't in the forefront. Because I used to work for the Ghanaian Chronicle. Right. That was one of the biggest, actually the first private newspaper. You know, I used to do cartoons there. You know, now.
Political cartoons?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
I'd love to see some of them.
Yes, soon I'll share some of them. So there, at the time, they were heavy critics of the NDC at the time. But you go home and your mom is NDC. Now, I took real interest when His Excellency, the former President, John Mahama, came into power. Okay. I mean, the things that he did, I'd never seen before. Right. The things that he did were things that we heard Nkrumah did, and we saw some of the things, you know, in terms of infrastructure.
Yes. So hospitals, schools, right.
Exactly. So in my mind, I mean, since Nkrumah started, nobody has done anything until he came, you know, and that's what it is now. I mean, his legacy is everywhere for us to see. I'm hoping that this administration will try and continue some of the things that he did before they leave. But we're in the 5th year. I'm hoping they'll do it.
They haven't been able to do anything?
Oh.
Have you been impressed by anything they've done?
What have they done?
Great question. What have they done?
Yes.
What has the NPP done?
Yes.
NPP government.
Yeah. What? Nothing.
They introduced free SHS.
Really? How is it going? What's the quality? You know, when you say they introduced, this is a plan there already. There's a plan. I mean, this is Nkrumah's plan. I mean, some people had gone to school in the north. They had gone to school for free way before our time. You understand? And the erstwhile administration introduced a progressive one. You know, they launched it. Yeah, I don't have a problem. Maybe they wanted to pull the bull by the horn. You know, but how is it going? Today, a lot of parents are complaining, you know, and all that. So
that they want to pay their own fees.
Exactly, because the quality of education is bad. You understand? So it's not about going to school for free. Free is not actually free. It's not really free. You know what I'm saying? So if I mean, that's the only thing they can say they try to do, but it fell flat in their faces, and we still are seeing the consequences.
But they will say the results came out and half passed. I would want to take a break on this. We'll come back and talk about, you know, the results came out. They said 55% of the free SHS, some call them Akufo-Addo graduates, passed, but also 45% failed after being given past papers. They bought past papers for them. We'll come back and hear Bullgod's thoughts on this, and I will apologize every time I use Bulldog. I will apologize to his daughter because it's Bulldog. We'll take a break and we'll be back with him. Welcome back to One on One. My guest is Bullgod. And before the break, you know, I mentioned that we'll continue the conversation on the free SHS. It's one of the highlights or flagship, you know, programs of the NPP government, and they tout it, you know, so much in everything. If you say anything, they'll tell you free SHS. So Bullgod, just a quick one on that. They'll tell you that 55% passed the exam.
And is that a good mark? You know, if they had said 70, yes, we'll be jubilant. But the thing here is, it's not even about passing. From there, they will go to where? The tertiary institution, then go to, or for what jobs? Nothing works here. Right. So if you gave me free education, and at the end of the day, I can't get a job, what's the sense in there? Why, you know, fixing the jobs? Why? There are a lot of things I'm hoping, you know, we need to be creative.
Right.
Because these people will get out of school, and the reason why they went to school would not yield any profit or results. Exactly.
Do you think coming out and boldly stating that, look, I'm a big fan of maybe John Mahama, or I'm supporting the NDC, in any way hurt you personally or your business?
I mean, I believe. I like to think philosophically.
Right.
I believe that anything that comes to me is mine. Anything that doesn't come ain't mine.
Right.
So I don't believe anything will affect me or it doesn't affect me. Does it affect His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo that he's MPP? It doesn't. Does it affect His Excellency ex-President John Mahama that he's NDC? It doesn't. So why should it affect me as somebody who supports a party? You understand? Yes, a lot of people will say they've taken some downsides because to say that. I don't believe in that.
But there are artists who say that they have been affected by that. Well, they will say, okay, I was on top when the party came in, I am not on top. Is that really the case, or it's a question of preference, a question of, look, we just don't want to use you, and then find other means to make money instead of relying on politicians?
And I can also tell you artists who haven't been affected, whether they go A or B.
Right.
I think it's your hard work. Once you're doing some good work and you have a connection with the people, you have an audience, no party can sway you. You understand what I'm saying? I think you're also an individual that if you want to support party A or party B, you need to be able to say it as it is when they're going wrong. These days I see a lot of my MPP friends and some other people complaining. And I'm like, yeah, let's enjoy it. The few years, let's go, and maybe they'll get out of power. But I don't believe that supporting somebody or supporting a particular party should affect you. Once you have what you need to do, when you have your clientele already, I mean, and you're serving them well, because if you need me, clientele need service providers. You know, so if my service that I'm providing is quality, I don't think you would say.
So I'll give you examples. Daddy Lumba, Star Kodie, clearly they haven't been affected. But somebody like Mr. Beautiful, he's an actor, he says he has been affected by that. Sometimes people even threaten you. And especially when he's doing his movies, core of it in Kumasi. So how do you explain, where do you put this?
Okay, so like I said, your clientele, you spoke about Daddy Lumba, I spoke about Sarkodie. These are people who are still running, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And then regardless of who they supported. Now, Mr. Beautiful may have not had a strong following.
Okay.
I'm not saying he's not popular. Yeah. You know, I don't know whether he's doing his own productions, what is he doing? You know, sometimes we get to a stage in our life where we deal with a lot of things, you know, midlife crisis and everything. You can't find your way and everything.
It's your time, nature. Like Adani Best too?
No, I won't say that. I mean,
so what is it then?
You need to have a fan base. You need to coordinate your fan base. Make sure you're in touch with them. You understand? Once you're in touch with them and you're feeding them, they will. I mean, yes, you might have something that, or you might rub yourself against something that will definitely affect you, and it would affect you negatively or positively, because if Mr. Beautiful made some money off the NDC, supporting the NDC, you know, or
just making movies in Kumasi, but Kumasi is the stronghold of the NPP.
Good. So if that's the case, then make movies elsewhere.
Producers, okay, so move elsewhere.
Exactly, you understand.
Right. So artists should not be blaming their lack of success or not being on top on the fact that they supported a particular party.
No, because whoever is saying I will not support you also voted for a party, so they're being hypocritical if that's the case. But it's a perception. I'm not saying, fine, somebody will say maybe it's not happening to you, so that's what you says. Yeah, I mean, I've seen stuff, I've heard stuff, you know, but I believe strongly that whatever it is that was supposed to come to me and that didn't come to me, it wasn't mine. It wasn't meant for me.
That's the mindset you
Yes, it wasn't meant for me in the first place.
Okay.
You understand? So you can't, yes, I know the hub of Kumasi is a movie place, but you can do other things. You can be creative about it. If you know, you realize that, okay, Kumasi is the place for MPP. So now they're in power. These people won't call me. Go into the Volta, go elsewhere, start your own stuff. These days, a lot of people are doing a lot of skits. Did we even see the skits coming up? All the Lawrence Nana and all these people. We didn't see them coming. They didn't sit down to wait for anybody to enroll them in a movie. They're doing their own stuff.
Well, maybe perhaps they rely on the politics of it, the events. You know, politicians, when you're in government, obviously you have access to resources. So you get a certain amount of money or a certain premium is placed on you. Maybe that's why. Because like you said, those before you, earlier you made a statement, those before you may not have also equally laid the foundation or benefited from it. So you don't want to end up with the likes of, what's his name, Sam Ajetifi or Titi, who comes out to literally beg for money to survive.
Yes, I understand that, but I'm saying that it is all, it's the individual.
Right.
It's how your perception about life, how you look at it. You understand? I mean, I might sit here and maybe will need something, but I won't come and beg. Yes, I'll manage it. You know, and you'll be honest to me,
right?
You know what I'm saying? So, yes, there are hard times. The world ain't smooth. There are times that you're up. Trust me, I'm sure the owner of this space, we might think have a lot of money, but they're restless. How do they? Money doesn't cure that.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. So, it's how your perception about life, how you look at life, and say that, look, I'm in my downside now. I'll deal with it. When I go onto my upside, I'll deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's how I look at it.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I want to take you back to that statement, that quote, infamous statement that ended you, landed you in court.
Yes.
And Nana Asiamah Brown was there to testify.
Yes.
As I believe she was, what's it called? What's the word? Interrogated
first,
by your
first
counsel,
witness,
right?
yeah,
First witness.
yeah.
What was that moment like for you, seeing her in the witness box? What was that moment like for you? And before we go, the statement was simply saying that, I mean, if Men's Gold customers do not get their funds, Nana Akufo-Addo might not finish, might not finish his what's it called, second term. Yes.
I don't know. That's not really the statement.
What was it? So correct me.
Okay, so the statement was simple. I don't know if I'm allowed to, because you see we're still in court.
In court, yes.
Yeah, so we can't go extensively.
No,
but the statement was simple because it's public.
Yeah.
The statement was if he doesn't pay Men's Gold customer, he will run.
He will run.
Yes,
Okay.
that's all I said.
He will run. Oh, he will run.
Yeah, he will run.
So it was the interpretation that.
Yeah, I mean,
how will he run? The president has a lot of security around him,
So now it's left for the court to interpret. Okay. The arguments will go back and forth.
Okay. What was the moment like seeing Nanama when she came? Because there was a picture that came out. She looked very
down,
morose and all the.
For
how
me,
was that when you were sitting there watching?
For me, I felt some way for her, and when I say that, she before she went into the box, I mean, we met in the morning, and she's in front of the court. She said the only time she's been in a court box, is in the movies. She's never been to court before, and and she's my sister, So I felt,
wow,
yeah, but these are things that are beyond us. These are things that have been scripted long before we got here. My life has been like that. Today I'm here, tomorrow, maybe the next few hours you call me and say, oh, we're trying to air the stuff and I'll be in cell. Yeah, because it's not like I'm a troublemaker, but I like to say things the way I see it, and I'm brutally honest, and I will not change for anybody. You understand what I'm saying? So
trust me, I know what it means to be brutally honest and paying the price.
So I felt a little down for her, because that's she's not used to it.
Right.
I've been in court for a couple of times. I mean, 2014 I was picked up for murder. I stayed in cells for a month.
What's it called?
Fennec. Yeah, exactly. So I've been going back and forth. My life has been beautiful like that. So I'm used to it.
How are you? How is this whole Fennec's murder? How are you now? I mean, how is his family? The fact that it's not been resolved.
I don't even know anybody, Fennec's family. Nobody's come to me. Nobody's called me. Nobody's accusing me. I mean, I don't know how I was just picked up out of the blue. But hey, I think it's a purpose, or it's for a reason. Maybe someday.
But the police have not said anything else after.
I mean,
when they picked you up. What happened, and then they said what? How did it end?
Good. I mean, so we went to court for 4 years. When they picked me up, I did a month in cells, and thanks to my lawyers, Jerry Avenogbo and Gary Nimaku. These are the guys.
Gary's my lawyer.
Oh yes. Tough guy. Yes. We went to court for the next 4 years, and they didn't get anything. They didn't have evidence. So they had to drop.
So
the case.
They were acting. The police was acting on hearsay.
Exactly. I mean, now we can talk about it.
Right.
Yes, they were. I mean, and I made a statement some time back about the police. It made headlines, and I said my 8 months or 9 months old baby is much more intelligent. And I was referring to that because that incident tarnished my image and reputation. We live on our reputation.
Right.
So you get people, you go to places, people are, gossiping, or they're scared to come close to you because they feel that
you're going to kill them.
Exactly. I mean, so, and it hurt my business as well.
Right.
At the time, it's still hurting my business because a lot of stuff that, so for me.
Because we live in a country that thrives on rumors.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Where bad news makes more headlines.
Exactly. I was speaking to my wife the other day.
Right.
And I have told my lawyer that I want to go back to court and sue the state, because as I speak, anybody can. I mean, if they're behind the television,
Google,
they should Google who killed Fennec. My name pops up.
Right.
Why should that be? You know what I'm saying? So I've spoken to my lawyer Jerry Avenogbo, and I'm hoping we're going to take that course of action and get some compensation. Because hey, I didn't do nothing, and the court said it. It's sad, but hey, this is what I have to live with, and I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
So I'm going to take you back to the politics of it, about saying things. Like you said, you're blunt, honest, and being blunt and honest could land you in a lot of trouble.
Yes.
And like you said, it's been your life,
Yeah.
like that. A while ago, Sam Jonah said there was a culture of silence. Former President Kufuor came and said we shouldn't take that easy, because when he said that, he received a bit of a backlash. I mean, says Sam Jonah. And then Kufuor came in and said, don't take what says Sam Jonah said lightly, because there's the tendency. Is it more difficult to say some of these things under Nana Akufo-Addo's administration? Was it easier under John Mahama's administration to criticize him, say things and get away?
It was way easier. Way easier. You know, but this very administration makes it difficult. And for me, it's surprising, because we have a president that who actually encouraged us to speak. In his own borrowed or plagiarized statement.
Right, go
yes,
on.
he said we should not be spectators, and exactly, we should speak out. And so if people are speaking out and you then want to hold them, I remember in the days of Rawlings, you know, you could not really speak up. Okay. Personally, I suffered some sort of, I would say attack, but some sort of fear, because then I was being looked for. You know, I did a cartoon that didn't go down well.
For Chronicle.
Yeah.
Right.
It didn't go down well with the ex-president. May his soul rest in peace. And you know, I mean,
what did they do?
I mean, they were chased, you know, if I remember clearly. That was in the 90s somewhere, late 90s, you know, we're actually chased, you know, because then they knew what was going to be published the next day. No, actually when it was published,
okay.
You know, then, you know, but I mean, even with that, we found our way through. But this administration makes it, even if you're going to say something, you want to, hey, Charlie, are they, you know what I'm saying? What I said on that show didn't warrant my
that
treatment.
Kind of
yes, I mean, they put me at the BNI cells for 2 days. Then I did the hardest and toughest cells in Ghana, the striking force, for another 4 days. I mean, for what, you know? Okay. But if you don't allow people to speak and speak freely, I don't know what exactly that you're asking them to do. Are you asking them to?
But why do you think they're so hell bent on keeping people either quiet, silenced, or gagged?
Because they failed. You know, they said so much and have done very little. You know, I mean, and I'm not saying it, it's all over the internet.
Right.
All the things that His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo tweeted about, you know, when he was in opposition.
That when fuel prices are up, he would talk about it. When taxes are introduced, he would talk about it.
Same thing, you know. So you ask yourself, did he know or he didn't know? And if he didn't know, I mean, I watched a chance on an interview he did with Kwame Sefakai, and Kwame Sefakai was talking about a chief that had given an ultimatum. And
for a school.
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to take a break on this one. When we come back, you know, we would continue that very conversation when the chief said he's frustrated about the secondary school in his community, and I think the president said if he's frustrated, he should go and build it, and that's what the point he was landing on. We're taking a break. We'll be back to continue with the Bullgod. Welcome back to One-on-One with Bullgod. I'm trying so hard. My brain is trying so hard to get used to the Bullgod, because we're saying it because his daughter, I'm sure, will be watching, and a lot of it will be explained to her when she's older. Right, Bullgod. So you were making the point about, you know, the traditional chief who was frustrated with his school, and the president, you know, responded.
And for me, what really hit me hard is not what everybody's talking about. The fact that he said he should go and do it himself. I would look at it from a responsibility part. So that's not my problem.
Okay.
My problem.
Okay.
My problem was what he said before that.
Okay.
He said, and if you watch the video, he said, "Ono na oma ultimatum na," like.
Are you the one? Okay.
Yes. But who else? Who put you in power? Who put you in power? Because if you say something is in a bad state and that I should go and do it, it means I also have a responsibility as a chief to also try and, make it happen. Maybe not necessarily buy cement, but advocate in a way that, so the president can explain away and say, oh, don't take it the way you're taking it. But the fact that he said, and he meant to say, who is he to actually give an ultimatum? He's somebody. His stamp puts you there. So for me, I think it's the way they see us and how they feel that. I don't know.
When you say us, what do you mean?
I mean the citizens.
Right.
I don't know if they feel that we're subjects and they are
lords.
I'm
giving you the word.
Yes, as if we're in court.
Right.
Court is the only place you have to behave, right? I mean, you go there and you can't say anything, even if the witness in the box is actually lying. You can't say. It's your lawyer who has to say that.
Right.
But no probability before, you know what I'm saying. So I don't know if that's the. It feels like we're in court.
Right.
The whole 8 years.
Okay. You have managed a lot of acts and
Yeah.
Artists. Of course, famous. I'm a big fan of Chateau as well. What's your current relationship with Chateau?
I mean, it's beyond work now. We started as a client. He came to me as a client to do some stuff for him. But now we're brothers. We're family. Yes, we're family. So it's beyond work now.
Right.
Yeah.
What did you make of the whole, arrests or prank? First prank. What do you think about the whole prank about Chateau being attacked, robbed, and shot?
I initially when I heard it, I was scared. I didn't want to believe it, and I didn't think through it, at the time because of what I was feeling at the time. But I mean, with hindsight, he's always been somebody that wants to make a statement.
Right.
And I am of the view that let's make a statement, but let's make it in the right way.
Right.
But he also has his own way.
But he did say that, look, when this man said I would die on this day, nobody said anything about it.
Which was the truth. Nobody really cared. So he had to break the law to
bring attention
exactly
to it.
and as we speak, I mean, it will go down to history. If there's a law that's about to be enacted, it has to be in his name. That's how all these laws come up, right? So he did this thing to make sure all these other prophets or prophetess or whoever, they should keep some calm. When you hear something, try and reach out privately or just shut up.
But you're not against pranking in its entirety.
No, you see, it's what the end result will bring. So this, you can't just say this is just a prank. It wasn't. Because.
And what about the treatments they received? I mean, they couldn't even make bail and had to be remanded for about a week.
The matter is still in court.
Right.
We can end up in Ankerful or in someone
for saying
something.
Right.
But I believe the court, in their own wisdom, knew what they were doing or know what they're doing. So we leave that to them, because I'm sure there will be a lot of, or there will be a judge and there will be people who will be deliberating with, and they came to some sort
But it's a bailable offense. It's not like it's non-bailable.
So they have bail now. Right. I don't know why they didn't make bail the first time. I didn't know that. I can't really say why they didn't. But God willing, they're here now. So I think that's important.
Okay.
Yes.
Now let's talk about the elephants in the room. I've been itching to talk about Men's Go for a very long time. What's your relationship with Nana Asiamah like?
Good. I mean,
where is he?
Oh, he's around.
Number one is around.
Oh, but where will he go?
I
think I saw a tweet.
You and him will go back. For me to interview him. I would love to interview Nana Asiamah. If he's watching, Nana Asiamah, this is an invitation to you. I would love to interview you.
I'm sure he would love to sit down with you too.
I'm very sure. So what do you think about what's going on right now? Customers want their money. They're not getting their money. They're frustrated. Some have died as a result. I have interviewed some, and quite recently, Men's Go issued a statement that this December they will. Where today is so we are recording this interview on the 17th of December, and nothing has been said. Why?
First and foremost, I don't represent Men's Gold.
Right.
I'm also a victim.
But you're a friend to the Men's Gold dealer, the person who perpetuated this whole scheme.
You almost sounded like a scam.
Scheme.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
it smells like a scam. Looks like a scam. Like it looks like the same module that what's it called? Benny Madoff pulled off.
Yeah.
In the US. Yes.
I still don't look at it that way.
Like, okay, how do you look at it, Men's Gold?
Listen, I mean, in all honesty,
Right.
and with respect to everybody that is a victim,
Right.
you know, and to myself too.
Right.
Who made all these things happen? It's the present administration. He's been running this for what? If it is a scam, he's been running it for what, 5 years? He was licensed or whatever it is, or he was allowed. He was paying taxes. Who takes taxes on a scam? Who? Who allowed it? It is the people at the helm of affairs. So from the erstwhile administration to this one. Now, my point, and that's why I keep, and I get emotional sometimes, I'm trying not to be emotional now,
Right.
is that if you feel that somebody's doing something wrong, yeah, you assess the whole situation and you realize that there are people involved. Now, before you go in and swoop the person or shut them down, if you're a parent, and that's what a government is supposed to be, you make sure your kids are good. So you make sure there's a plan to get these customers paid. Then you shut the person down. You don't just go there and disrupt the business. That's exactly what happened. Unless I'm saying something that's not the truth. But go back. If you really follow the story.
Yes, I did.
Yes.
I was obsessed with the story.
Good. Yeah. I mean, so somebody will say, oh, Bank of Ghana was throwing in letters and blah, blah, blah. And what were they saying in the letters? They're saying that people should not
warning them because
customers, right?
Well, this is how this whole what's it called works. What's the scheme again?
Ponzi scheme.
Ponzi scheme. This is how it works. I mean, I think it had gotten to the point where the money just won't be enough to pay the customer because money moves around. I mean, I take yours, I give it to this person. I still have your money. I only give you your 10% because your money is still with me. I take this ones and I give to that. So it had gotten to the point where it would just not be enough to spread it around, and that if you allow more customers to bring in money, then more people will be affected. So they had to cut it at a point.
You see what you just said?
Yes.
Gabriel Chidaku told me the same thing because we had a conversation at his office.
Because that's how it works. I mean, it's not rocket science.
But we all will not know because it didn't happen like that.
Right. No, you didn't know it was happening like that.
No. What I mean is, we all will not know what you're saying.
Right.
Because it did not happen like that. What did they make an answer? Whatever that you've explained from past experience, or a story that you've read, or something that you followed, like you're saying, Bernie Madoff. No, wait. Bernie Madoff made off with people's money.
Pun intended.
Exactly. So my point is that based on those stories, yeah, you can say this may turn up like that, but it did not, because we didn't allow it to finish. We disrupted it. So you are saying that
because already some people had not received payments even before the thing was cut down, was interrupted or disrupted, as you put it.
When you say people having, I mean,
in other words, some people had not even gotten their interests.
People were
at the time that it was even shut.
Yes, I'm saying
they were delayed.
There are always delays. I'm sure your salary doesn't come paying whatever day. There are days or there are months that will delay 1 day or 3 hours or 2 hours. There are delays all the time. And I'm not here to represent Men's Gold.
I get
you, but I am a customer. I get my money all the time.
Is it because you're close to him? That's why you find it difficult to also believe that it was a Ponzi scheme or a scam? Is that or because you also invested, so you feel like I'm a victim? Nana won't do this to me. No, that's not what he did. Is that why you're refusing to perhaps accept that?
Yes, I won't accept that because I still believe Nana Asiamah and Men's Gold. You know, because I think the last time he said Men's Gold also owes him, which is true because I think he also does some investment there. So I still sit here and believe that Men's Gold will pay my money. They have to. Now my point here is that
how much do you have there?
$1 million, close to $1 million cedis. Wow. Yes. Okay. So when I speak and I talk about it, and whoever sits at wherever feels that what I'm saying, I'm like, did you lose money?
Right.
You did not lose money, and you caused me to lose money. Listen.
So you are blaming the administrators, the regulators, for rather
Yes.
the current predicament.
Yes, because he didn't make off with our money. He didn't go anywhere with the money. The money was here. People were getting their stash every month.
Okay, so where is the money now?
Where's
the money is there, where's the money
Good.
now?
So let me ask you a question. Let me go by your analogy.
Right.
So you go and put in money, and they use that money to pay me.
Right.
Right? Mm-hmm. Then somebody comes to stop it. Mm-hmm. Have you gone to pay money for them to pay me?
No.
Good. So if that's what you're saying.
No, but then, but
No.
it shouldn't be, because already.
But that's not it.
Yes.
So the person is involved in gold dealing.
Right.
They're trading gold. You understand? When
Yes.
you shut them down, you shut every aspect of the business down.
Right.
Listen, I was head of xylophone music.
Right.
I managed all the artists from Becca, Kume Guitar, Obibini, Chateau.
And they made money. They were beneficiaries of the men's
Yes.
gold scheme and scam. Right.
I don't know about the scam.
Right.
Now, I lost my job. I actually slept in cells for 2 days for that. I mean, what did we do at xylophone music? What did we do for us to suffer what men's gold did? But somebody will say, oh, so I'm sure your boss here has other businesses. So if he has a business with Metro TV, do they go and close everything else?
Sometimes when they have to pay people, they have to like freeze assets and then sell it off to pay people. It
So,
happens.
so we mess up one group to sustain the other. Is that what we're doing? Is that how things are supposed to be done?
It's like that everywhere, not just the.
No. It's not like that everywhere. It's only like that in a banana republic. Listen, if you feel there's wrong, yeah, if you feel there's wrong, and I'm not of the view that like people, one administration comes, an individual is thriving, then another one comes, then that individual goes down. I'm not for it. So His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo comes in, your business is good.
Right.
Then Mahama, yes, Excellency Mahama comes back. Then why should we do that? We're killing our own selves. So my point is that if a business is running, yeah, and you feel that the business has problems or there's a scam, take your time with it, because there are customers as we speak. You see, death is very good. That's where we're all going. Whoever is dead, I don't pity them. They are fine. It is me and you that are trying to survive. I might have kidney issues or brain issues or whatever. The dead they don't care. So those who are dead from the men's gold issue,
right.
How about the ones? Yes. How about the ones that are lying in bed?
It's a lot of pain for their family.
Yeah, but I understand. But I'm saying that those who are lying in bed in stroke, I've seen people. Yes, they are suffering more.
Right.
So whoever caused this, are they happy to see people suffering in that light?
But more people would have suffered if they hadn't ended.
You see what you're saying? There's no fact to it.
But it's true. Like
no,
you
it
say,
is
it's
not true.
rocket science.
No. We don't know. We don't know.
We do know.
No, we don't.
It smells like a dog, behaves like a dog.
No, that's what that guy said. And where is he? That guy who said that. There's this guy. What was his name? Ankuma or whatever. Ace Ankuma. Yeah, where are they? Those were the ones running around at the time saying that His Excellency John Mahama was not running the nation well. Where are they today? They can't even speak. They're mute. And these are the ones who call themselves, well, I don't want to get personal, but my point is that we cannot say what hasn't happened. We can't. All you're saying is an assumption. You're saying
it's not. It's actually based on facts. I mean,
no, it's not based.
But the Bank of Ghana has access, right?
They don't.
They can access a person's
They don't.
business.
No, they
so
don't.
in other words, they don't have any information on men's gold.
Nothing.
But how can you say that?
What works in Ghana? No, tell me what works in Ghana.
Businesses works. I mean, there are structures and systems in place. So
Yeah,
if you say it doesn't work, it means that you're trying to say that men's gold operated without any regulation, without any control. Nobody knew what was happening. They were just doing a fantastic business, hidden in some corner, and nobody was checking. Is that the point you're making then?
So no, I'm not saying that.
Right.
I'm saying that if we can't say what has not happened as fact, listen to what I'm saying. We cannot say what has not happened as fact. We can only
So
assume.
what hasn't happened?
Good. You're saying that it would have ended up by more people suffering.
Because
And
Men's was already struggling to pay people.
Oh, you used to work there. I didn't know your staff.
No, but I have a family member
Yeah.
who had not been paid. Had not been paid
How
for
long?
3 months.
Yeah.
3 months. They hadn't even received. That was the interest, not even their money, but interest.
Before the
Before
closure.
the interruption, before what you call disruption.
Yeah.
So Men's was already struggling
No,
because at some point the scheme will catch up with you.
I can't say. I
I
can't
think
say.
you should watch it, The Wizard of Oz. Is it The Wizard of Oz or yes? I think that's what it is.
Ben Madoff stuff. Movie.
It was mirrored. Yes.
Yeah,
You
I've
watched
seen
with
it.
De Niro,
Yeah.
Robert De Niro.
Yeah,
Yes.
I've seen it, but I'm saying
the-
that. You see, you're only saying all these things
No, but-
based on the movie that you watched.
Not on movie. No.
Did you invest?
On his wife. Personally, no. But I told you a family member invested.
So I'm also an investor.
Yes.
I was making my money. I was getting my money every month.
But
Am I a special investor? I'm not. Even at the time, Nana Asiamah Hanson himself didn't even know I was investing.
So, but did you think it was realistic to be getting that kind of? Was there a point where you questioned yourself if this is sustainable? Was there a point in your mind? Let's pretend it was legit. Was there a point in your where you thought, "Wow, am I going to keep getting 1 million, 100,000 every month?"
What's wrong with that?
But what business in Ghana would you do that you get? you
see,
make that kind of return every month.
There have been.
They won't stop working and just invest in Men's Gold.
What's wrong with that too?
Unless it's a scam.
It is not. Look, experts.
Right.
The so-called experts will
Right.
say it's not feasible, it's not sustainable. Whoever is running the business will say something else because they are running the business. Now, if you ask me if I thought that I would still continue to make money, it's like asking me that, do I still think I'll be 43 in 10 years? I'll obviously be what? 53. You understand what I'm saying? And that is why businesses here don't even survive over decades.
Right.
Because the system will make sure they cripple you. So we're all still waiting for our money.
All right. Bullgod,
Yes.
thank you very much for coming on One-on-One. It's been a pleasure having you in the studio
you.
with me to talk all things, including Men's Gold. And again, my invitation to Nana Asiamah Hanson still stands, and I would be happy to have him in this chair or come to his home and interview on what he makes all that has happened, the people involved, the lives that have been lost. Bulldog says, look, if you die, you've gone with your pain already, but there are people who maybe have stroke, are still reeling from the shock of the loss of their money. There are people maybe we wouldn't want to also hear from. So Nana Asiamah Hanson, my invitation still stands. Go to all our social media platforms at One-on-One and leave your comments with us. We'll be back next week. We're in the Christmas season. Oh, one thing before we go. Your favorite Christmas carol?
Do I even have one?
You don't have one? Okay, well, just sing anything.
Joy to the world.
The Lord is-
But as receive the King.
Let every heart.
And heaven and nature sing. I like that. Yeah, I like that.
What do your daughters think of you? How vocal you are? What do they think of you?
They love me.
Would you want any of them to be like you? Or do you think they can handle
The
it?
one who calls me Bullgod is 100 times more than me.
You know what? I'm not surprised I thought as much. That's it. See you next week. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.